Testing, testing. Okay, cool. Hey guys. Alright. So, today we're going to be working on some... Well, right now I'm working on just making super long lists like our scenario results scoreboard. Making them mount a little better when there's a lot of people. Like if there are thousands of players, making it, you know, performant when you search through it and stuff like that. So right now I'm trying to make it so that when you scroll down, it starts rendering all the items while you're scrolling instead of rendering them all before you even, if they're not even, you know, visible. So I'm trying to do that, and then I'm gonna start moving on to just minor bugs. So yeah. But we can use this scrolling stuff in all of our long lists, like our keybinds are pretty long, or that list is pretty long. Because right now we're not doing anything with, if it's a super long list, so it'll just be really slow, and the longer it gets, then the slower it does too. So I'm running into an issue though. It seems like I'm getting the wrong scroll top value from, so it just like stops rendering items at a certain point. I mean, it's still rendering it, but it's behind the scroll. I don't know why it's doing that. it's like this guy's giving me, both of these guys are giving me the wrong value. I have no idea why. Just make sure I'm getting the correct height for these items, because I'm manually passing in the height for the items, so maybe I'm passing in the wrong thing or something. Hello Zubei, welcome, welcome. Definitely passing in the right thing. Let's see. hoping I was passing in the wrong value, but it looks like I'm not. This guy's not coming.
Voices getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified. Staying to the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes. See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. I see you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you.
Why is it doing that? Let's see.
Right here with you.
This guy not being assigned. Oh, because he's never on a seed. Well, he should be. I guess let me just do this.
We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified. Staying to the morning, countless hours spending by your side.
Or
You look at me, I'm soaring,
just do that and then passing this guy. And then let's just if there's no ref, then just assign the ref. So this should only just assign it once. I think that was why it wasn't coming through, because these guys should have. They're probably trying to assign. I don't know. if I can't get this in like 30 minutes, I'm gonna switch to another bug and then come back to it because it's kind of driving me crazy. What the heck? Yeah, so these guys aren't even on, that's why it's not getting, but they should, like at the beginning they should be, and it should just get the reference to one item, and then I can get the height from that item. I don't know why it's not working. Because by default it's this, let's see, let me just say, I see. Or let me just do this. So I was returning nothing, so it was just returning an empty array, that's why there was no items to reference to. So hopefully I can finally get the height of an item without passing it manually, but I don't even think that'll fix the scrolling issue. Sidetrack real quick. Let me do something. Scroll top here. Okay. Let's see. I think this is this guy. I don't need to register these guys anymore. Let's see, this is all I need, and then let me build, test out this works, and then I'll push it up. may not. So if I'm not like. If I'm not registering them on the client, then it looks like I don't get that initial on skill state changed. So I need to tell someone about that. So I guess for now I'll just leave the register on the UI. I'll just register the ability on the UI so people don't get stuck in this unusable state at the beginning. It's not, let me see. Let me just make sure I am getting that initial skill state changed when the skills are registered. That's in here. Double check it wasn't that. Looks good. Let's check if I'm getting that initial state change. What you doing? I think I saw some, so maybe. Or I'm like passing on the wrong ID or something? Just gonna do this. crashing because I was logging out way too many times. It takes so long to build. Okay, that's fine. Just go like this. Oh, maybe it's just not finding it or something like that. Oh, let me see. Well, I'll check after this one. Yeah, so it looks like I am getting the initial skill state change. Maybe this guy is like null or something, because I'm not getting the skills from the... Well, let's see. Okay. So I think for some reason this may be overriding some values in the API skill info. So I mean, it's what seems to be happening. I don't know why it would though. There's probably some silly mistake. great. Everything looks good. Let me make sure I'm in here. What if I just return true for this guy all the time? Maybe there's some... Maybe there's no difference in what's coming to this guy for some reason between the skill info, so it's not updating. So it looks like I am sending down good data, just not getting the difference or finding the difference. Frank the Tech, do you guys come up with your own engine? Yeah, CU is built off of its own engine. What the heck's going on? I don't know why it's doing that. It's my life. Remember the beta days with Dayak? I cannot wait for this game. Dang, beta days with Dayak. I get gray hair, don't make fun. Yeah, I never played Dayak. I wonder what the beta was like. So like when I don't add the keybind to this object, then it seems like everything works. But then when I add the keybind, for some reason, it just dies. ones are showing up. What the heck? When I took away. I think I know. Okay, that makes sense.
This one for the person who feels
So let's see.
This one for the hero who has no home. This one for the one who live for hope. Changing better days. Pick your head up. Keep on fighting. Living, loving. Make your mind up. If you want it, take it. Fly away. Soaring high.
I need to update the skill state in the local state if I get new values from the API server about the skill. So right now that's why all the things from all the information about the skill that I get from the API server was coming in as null or undefined. Because it was just taking a little, or it's taking longer than let's update all the fields that have let's go keyboard. And then what else? I guess that's it. ID should be good.
I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right.
Let me just do what's in state right now. Standard. I'll just here, let me put this guy in zone variable so I don't have to keep calling this.state.
I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up. You can have it all, watch me rip it off. I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella loved. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart, yeah. I won't stop charging, we going come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl.
function. I'll call a function in this. Okay, cool. Oh, no, I need to go. Okay. So actually I can get rid of my register because that was never the issue. Let me just make sure I'm combining. Yep, looks good. Cool, looks like everything's working. Just make sure I don't have any logs that I forgot to take out. And then I'm gonna push this up. That looks good. Cool. That should be good. That should be fixed. And I'm gonna close that out. So I don't actually know what's going on with the scroll, so I'm gonna move away from it right now, and then hopefully I'll get an idea sometime on what's wrong. So I'm just gonna move on to a different bug, and then maybe I'll realize something. So what I'm gonna be doing next is when you click on restore default, like UI positions, doesn't actually, for some widgets it doesn't actually move back to the default position, so I'm gonna look into why it's not doing that. If I move my chat window up and then I try to reset UI layout, then the chat window doesn't move. But I think it's only just certain draggable widgets. Like if I were to move the welcome, well, I can't really see it. I guess I can. And then I try to reset. Oh, I guess it's all of them. So I guess reset just isn't doing anything right now. I can... How's that, Waldovic? I turned the music down a little bit. Okay, cool. Just let me know if you can't hear me. I kind of mumble while I program, so... let's see. So this guy is wrapped around every single widget that's draggable. So it could be a bug in this guy. I don't think it is. Maybe it's in this layout reducer. So let's go to the function that's actually resetting the positions and see what it's doing. So it's just going back to the initial state, but initial state could have like the save values that's in your local storage. Let's just see what initial state is. Okay, so this is the initial state. So reset, force reset code. No, that's good. Locked true version. So it should be giving me, because this is just what I'm defining. Oh, maybe these drag elements aren't actually listening to. Oh, that's right. Because when they mount, they save the props they have to some state values that don't actually update when the props update. So maybe the props are updating and then this widget just isn't updating its local state. Okay. I wonder why we have to put it in state. Maybe we could just listen to the props, but let's step through this and then see what's going on. Okay, so position is saved in state, I guess, because we don't want to update every single or every other widget, maybe. I don't know. When like a position changes, we don't want to, you know, make a change to the reducer that every widget knows about, and then they all update because of one widget. Maybe that's why. So maybe we just need to, like, so let's see. In here, if I get the default X, let me just compare like the default to the actual position, and let me just do it for chat. I think that's what the widget's called. Let me just double check so we don't have to build twice. If I make a mistake, let's see. Chat, yeah, that's good. And then, so these are default. And these guys are what's in the local state, so local state, okay. Let's do this. Is there like an X? Okay, X. Okay. So I expect these two to be different. And it's just that we're never setting the X and Y in local state when we receive new default props for them. Maybe that should fix it. Hopefully. It's that simple. I feel like every stream I always complain about the build time, and then, but I looked into it one day just in my free time and I could not find anything like wrong with that. I think it's just it takes a while. Okay. Oh, let me bring this up so you guys can see what I'm trying to do. Although Vic, some screen elements seem to be at fixed coordinates rather than at a percentage of the screen, so the chat seems to end up mid-screen on high-res screens when going to full screen. Yeah, all of them are actually at fixed screen positions. We just kind of do some. I haven't looked too closely at the, you know, how we place them when the resizing, but we do some wicked calculations according to your screen size and put them in some fixed position. But I do need to fix that too, because I do see people's chat like off the screen sometimes. It's like, what the heck? Let's see. Maybe these two bugs are related, but I don't. Yeah, hope if these two bugs are related, then it would be fixed. I don't know if they are. They may just be two separate bugs. All right, let me move this into like some random position. Okay, and then when I click reset, let's see what I get. Yeah, so I get a new default, but the X and Y aren't changing, I guess. So let me see if I or I should have probably just compared like the previous props I had for defaults and the now or the next. I'm just gonna name this next. This is actually this life cycle method is getting deprecated, so we should also change that while we're at it. Okay. We just do this while it's building, or change out the method and then change this guy to okay, cool. Okay. So let's get in here. I think I have an extra window open, so let me just close it and then okay, so the chat's not moving. Let's check the other widgets. It looks like it's moving somewhere else, but not to the default position. Let me see. Where is the welcome? Okay. Let's see what this is. This is using the grid layout mode. So maybe there's some where the let me see. Where do we do things with grids? Okay, here we go. default mean base location before the player moves anything, or some location saved by the player. If the former, it could be annoying. Right, I think I'm just trying to set it up the way it was originally set up. It broke somewhere within the past couple months, so I think it's just supposed to set it back to the default position before the player made any edits to it. But like, I'm not writing any different, or I'm not making any different functionality right now. I'm just trying to get it back into the state it was at. And trying to understand this because I haven't looked too much into this component. I didn't make this guy, so I kind of have to learn how it works, and then I've touched this component a couple times, but never had to look too deep into it. Whoa. So I wonder what these divisions are. I guess these are just how many grids there are. What is calling this? Oops. Okay. So what is this returning? The X anchor and the Y anchor. Oh, okay, so it must be like the X anchor and the Y anchor aren't changing, but it's going back to the default X and Y, so it's just I need to update that as well. So we can actually probably just call this for the grid ones. So if let's see. The carrier, bro, so pumped for this game. Okay, bye. Alright, man, see ya. Let's see. I need to call the this guy. So what? How did they call it again? Let's see. I'm just gonna do this. How do I? Okay, so where do I save the layout mode? I think it's. Is it in state layout mode? Oh, whoops. So state.layout mode equals layout mode grid. So only if it has a grid layout mode, then we call this function, and then get the position. So what is this expecting? Okay, so I'm just gonna pass in the X. Actually, I need to pass in this and this, and then it's like divisions or something, grid divisions. Okay, and then pretty much do what that. Let's see. So what is this? Okay, so I can just go like something like that, and then I can say or default Y changes. And then I can get rid of this guy. Don't need to pass into the state update, but let's move this guy up where we're doing it for the edge snap. Okay. Because it looks like these guys are just updating heights and widths. And these guys are updating positions. Although we'll need to look in this fix to edge snap one because it doesn't seem to be updating when we get new default ones either, because the chat's not moving back. There must be a base setting used when creating a new character. Doesn't the reset just rerun the function or reapply the initial settings? Rerun that function or reapply the initial. So what I think what it's hooked up to do right now is whatever we declare, like when we put a new widget in, we say these are the positions that everyone is gonna have on their screen by default. So like chat is on the bottom, at the bottom left of your screen. So if you moved it to the top right of your screen, and then you moved it to the bottom right, and then back up to the top right, when you reset to default, it's gonna move back to where we told to the bottom left. Where we declare the position. That's how it's set up right now. I mean, eventually, if it, if the flow works better, where it just, restores back to your previous state, then we could add that in. But really, no need, I guess, because you could just move it yourself back. But maybe one day. It would be nice, if you were like editing everything and then you could hit save, because right now it just automatically saves when you move something, which is also nice. So just trade-offs. We have to, once we get there to polishing, then we just worry about those things. But what the heck is that? Oh. Where am I calling this guy? Oh, it's just like importing things when I don't have them. I don't think I have that set up. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's a new feature on VS Code or something that I need to turn off, because I've never run into that issue. Or it's not really an issue, I've just never had that feature on my editor. Okay, so looks like maybe I'm updating the state constantly when you resize the window. Maybe that's why. Oh, let's see. Yeah, so I mean, isn't the default positions already set elsewhere in character generation? This looks like duplicating that code. So the initial positions of each widget is in this Redux reducer, and every widget can listen to this reducer and get the state of all the other positions, or all the other widgets positions. But I assume we keep a copy in the actual widget itself of its position, so when it changes it doesn't update. I don't know, it doesn't really I think we should be updating the reducer anyways, but it looks like we just use this reducer for initial values, and then after that they don't really mean anything. They just tell us the initial position that you had when you loaded the game, and then also the default positions that we set when we create these widgets. So yeah, I guess when I resize it, this probably always hits, so maybe I need to what is this guy doing again? He is So I wonder why these guys are always changing if we're not actually changing, this widget is not in charge of changing these properties. Are we calling like a dispatch somewhere? Or let's just make sure that is the problem. Comment that guy out, and then let's say okay. This window's probably still trying to update. Yeah, look at all that spam. I wonder where this log is coming from. Let's see.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun, feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear, like an
Well, it reloaded. Let's see, well,
it's so fun, running low, hold on, don't let go, running low, keep running.
oh, maybe it's changing so often that what is calling set state that's updating all the time? I guess. No, I think I have to. Because I didn't change anything in this function.
Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe
So whose code is the easiest to make sense of? The code I write, I guess. Because I just know what's going on. And then whose code do you dread? Don't really dread anyone's code. It's all pretty good. It always just takes time to see what someone else is trying to do and understand what they were doing. But definitely, I mean, when you build something, you know pretty much everything about it. So it's very easy to step through your own code. Oh, whoops. I have a habit because I work in the inventory so much that I always open the inventory for some reason. And then I've been working on the scenario results, so I just open it. Alright, let's see where. Okay, maybe it just didn't build or something. Or I change it to this also. Let's see. So when I click this guy, true. Oh, maybe default X is going back to your last saved. So maybe I don't look at default X and do something else. Or no. Let me just make sure that's what's happening, because I'm not doing anything to this guy. I thought I was. Okay, so maybe I should, let me see if I can just set it back to the way it was. I guess I did something wrong. Opponent did update it, and it's not as easy to get rid of the component will receive props. Right now I'd need to actually spend some time and see what happened when I change it to the other lifecycle method. Cool, it's not flipping out. See this guy. Not sure why it's going up there. This is kind of wicked. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. On launch, the daily news might reset to the center on launch now. It'll get set to whatever we have in local storage, and whenever you move a widget around, we save that position in local storage. So if you didn't change, you know, the position of the welcome mat, then it'll stay in the center of the screen when you launch. But if you changed it, then it should go to wherever you changed it to. Because pretty much we're checking when we load, we're checking is this this widget's ID in the position storage, or the positions in local storage. If it's not, then just use the default positions we set, like you know, CSC set. If not, then use your positions that you set, or if you do find positions in the local storage, then. So that's how all the widgets should work. Now, not just the welcome mat, but you know, your target health, your enemy target health, everything works like that. But some widgets, some of these draggable widgets use different layout modes, and I'm just trying to learn what these different layout modes are, because I don't actually know how they all work. It's a pretty big system. So yeah, it just takes time to warm up to it and learn how it all works. And it also seems like these default values are changing whenever I move it, which they shouldn't be, because they're default values. Maybe just like a naming thing, or just have to check all the values, I guess, and see what I got. I mean, that looks like what I got. Let me see. Let's check out the reducers, see where these default props are changing. Actually, well, yeah. So let's. Okay, so I guess when you do change a position, we do dispatch a function in the reducer, or to update the reducer state. And then the position, let's look at the position Y. Let me get rid of the HUD build on Hatchery right now, or my local HUD build, and then just check that our skill bar stuff worked, and then let's get back to this this bug. I just want to double check just to be sure. Yep, looks like all our stuff is in. So looks like everything's working good. Alright, let's just get back to this now. Yeah, a lot of programming is just learning how other things work, or other people's code works. It's not always just about building. So you guys can watch me just stare at this code and try to make something out of it. Okay, so we were in the reducer checking out why the default values. I wonder if these default values are even coming from the reducer. Let's check where we map all the HUD drag elements. This is draggable. Okay. Okay, so it is coming from. And then we call this save function whenever we stop dragging, I imagine. Let me check. On mouse up, yeah, when you release the mouse, then we save it to the reducer. Somehow the default is being, yeah, so I think it was kind of a naming thing. I thought the default being passed to the HUD drag component was actually what we set before any changes or edits to position are made, but it seems like it's you know, the actual position of the widget, so it was just a confusing name, I guess, or I need to understand the intention more. Let me see what widget. Or maybe I'm not updating. Let me just check these guys and make sure. Because I'm calling initial state, so it actually should update the default. Oh, maybe I need to. There's no like really good way to know if I hit reset, so maybe we have to pass in some value that lets this component know that it's being reset. Let's see, Xanchor. So these are the widgets, I guess. Let's see, root, nodes, skill queue, enemy siege health, entry, position. Let's see, siege health, width. Oh dang. Okay, I guess I'll look at it when it reloads. Let me just make sure, because these are probably. Oh, okay, cool. What happens when I move this? I think I just fixed it, or just fixed that for grid. That was unexpected. I wasn't even trying to fix it. I was trying to figure out what was wrong. So I guess grid widgets are fixed now. It's weird. I mean, it makes sense. Okay. Let me just try this and then see if everything. Yeah, it looks like all the grid elements are fixed. This won't work because I didn't do anything for edge snap widgets. Alright, let's look at edge snap widgets, see what's going on. What if I just did this for all, both edge snap and layout mode grid? What if it just fixed both? I accidentally fixed a bug. So that'd be so cool if edge snap widgets were fixed. What? Did that really just fix it? Oh man, it was that easy. Everything's good. Yes. So let me, instead of updating the state twice, let's just make a position state update object, and then instead of updating it in both, let's do this, and then in here instead of setting the state, we set the object to it, and then if it's not empty, then we can set the state, or let's just do state update. So that should work. We don't have to set the state twice. So yeah. I just wanna see it work again. Oh, okay, so I guess when I'm resetting it, I'm not saving or calling the save function, so when you know, launch the game again, then it'll go back to whatever you had before, so I need to call that. Okay, so let me make a function in here called reset position, and then I can just pass in, say, like the default position object, and just say default X, default Y, then the default anchors. I'm just gonna make an interface for this. See. Say position, and then say default X, default Y. Okay, so then I'm just gonna set reset position. Let's get this guy. Or I'm just gonna call this set position. And then maybe I just need to pass in the props instead of... Okay. I'm gonna rename this to next. Okay. So let's move this guy in there as well. Like I said. Just checking position. switched. Check edge snap, wait its position. I assume that's what this is doing. But we'll check out what that guy's doing just to leave a comment there. Then go like this. So instead, I can go, or I can say that. Okay. Okay. It should be the same thing, it's just a little cleaner than what I had before. Or we can just see what that block of code is doing. Oh, let me also just check if it's empty, so I don't update it all the time, even though there's different things, or you know, the default didn't change it and it's a grid widget. There are updates, additions, okay. Okay, cool. Oh, I need to also call save in there. I just reorganized everything so I could call save, and I didn't call save. Let's see. Let's I think I just, what is it expecting? Okay, it's expecting the positions. Property phase missing. Let's see what this guy's doing. Yeah, it's fine. So I do need like X, Y, X anchor, Y anchor. I think I need height and width. I can just use what's already in local state. Let me just make sure that's what it is. Oh, I need to get. Let me just these guys. Oh, whoops. Move these guys over. Let me just bring this whole guy down so I can see what I need to get. So right now I just have these. I don't even think. I don't think these guys need to be in there. So I guess I just need the X and Y, and then I can. Let me see. What are other people doing? Or not people, other. Clone, this, that. Okay. So I can just go. Boop. Boop. And then just use the spread operator on our state right now. And then the updated state values. What do you mean? Opacity does not. Where? Let me just make sure. This should just be overriding. Maybe, let's just see if this works, and then it maybe just be like a TypeScript thing. Definitely don't want to leave it like that. Although it is very tempting. Okay. Oh, maybe it's okay. Maybe I shouldn't save it every time something happens. Maybe I should just save it when this is called. Whoops. Just gonna unpin this from my taskbar. I haven't done that. I always open that up by accident, and I just never thought about unpinning it from my taskbar. Definitely like setting state or saving or something a bajillion times, and that's why this thing isn't oh no, it wasn't. I guess it was just the browser or something. Okay, if I just go like this, everything's good, and then if I refresh the page, okay, cool, everything looks good. So I guess let's just figure out why the TypeScript was giving us an error, so we don't have to. Oh, so this is expecting, so what's happening is when I go like this, it gives me back an anytime. Okay. So we're just giving more data than it's actually asking for. So I guess let's just get like the position stuff. Not the x's, but the height. Or let's not do that. Let's do this. Let's give it what it asks for, and then what else does it need? Scale. Why is it complaining about x? I'm passing in x, right? Oh, I guess it doesn't. Let's just give this position type. Oh, HUD position. Okay, so it doesn't need the anchor or the Y anchor. So you know, Y, and then what else does it need? Visible. Is that it? This is gonna have an X, Y, X anchor, Y anchor. I should just set that to null and then just check this guy. Oh, whoops. Okay, I think that should be good. There's no TypeScript errors or anything, so let me just make sure. Yeah, this should be fine because I'm just saving the positions. It should be merging, you know, if I don't give it opacity or visibility, or yeah, just opacity, then it should be keeping the previous opacity. If it's not, then we can go in that code and then make it do that. So let's see, let's just make sure everything works again, and then we can test this out in game. It should work exactly the same as in the browser, but just to be sure. Oh yeah, let's change some widths and heights just to see if those work too. Let's see. Some height chat. Oh, that's kind of weird. Does this go up? Oh, that's amazing. Okay, we need to fix that too. Looks like when you try to expand upward with chat, it actually expands downward. When you try to expand downward, it expands upward. I think that's not how it's supposed to work. Alright, so the size seems to stay the same, so maybe we need to change those two, set those back to default. So maybe just set all these guys back to their default values. Okay, cool. That should put them back to the exact position that CSC decided. What the? Okay, maybe I don't need. What is going on? Okay, maybe I don't do that. Maybe I should just let it be. I hope it, I'm not sure why I was flipping out when I try to set the default height and width back. But if this works, and we can, let's test out saving the position, going back to the default position, check it in game, commit it, and then move on with trying to set, you know, default widths and heights back, because it seemed like it was just going crazy. And then fix that, commit it, then look into that chat issue where you try to expand up, it goes down, and then if you try to expand down, it goes up. Alright. Let's clear the local storage on this website, so we can just go like that, and then refresh the page. Should go back to the default positions, and then move everything around. So like get things off the screen too. Is there like yeah, let's get things off the screen, like maybe, and then let's see. And then boom. Everything's back to the way it was initially. Alright. So let me build. Ice Hunt, that's a cool name. I wonder if other widgets are doing the reverse expansion, or if it's just chat. Also, let me check and see if say I have it up here, and then I
Is that the same responsiveness? I think that may be the same, but maybe it's different. I don't think it's different. What, NZ Chill, what's the red dot and Lua lines? You mean like this red dot? On the actual UI. Oh, are you talking about this guy? That's just, it's actually, in the world UI. This is just shows that you're an admin in the game. Left. Oh, this thing? Oh, this is your health bar. So this is your blood right here, and then this is your, you know, right arm, left arm, head, torso, right leg and left leg. But when you know, this is your friendly target, and then if I get an enemy, there's a that's so we're targeting Ben right now. He's 800. I think these are in meters away. Yep, no problem. Okay. Let's yeah, so it looks like positions are working again. That's good. Let me commit this. Middle leg. Alright, let me see. Fix D. Then drag it on. Let's fix resetting to default positions. Okay. Alright, so now we need to look into why, or let's try to reset the width and height also back to what they were before, or the initial state, because right now they're just staying the same. It's just the positions. Maybe even, I think we need to do opacity also. So it'll be visibility. Is that not part of this? I guess it's not. Let's see. What is this asking for? Visible. I guess. Okay, that's fine. Very odd how all these things are. Hey, Strike. Okay, I could have sworn this was working a second ago. I mean, it's going back to the position, it's just not saving it. Let's see. Oh. It's not, no, it should be good.
me just clear this. Get those high AJ people. I have the same headset. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I like this headset a lot. The only thing is it's wired, and I have a wireless one at home. It's so nice having a wireless headset, but still a great headphone. Okay. Maybe it's like the default anchors aren't. That's probably what it is. So if I go like this, and then like this, then it'll work. It's probably because I'm not saving the default anchor in say so maybe instead of saving these, do you play any games besides CU? Yeah, I play a bunch of games. I've been playing Overwatch a bit. That's kind of like my go-to game right now. I occasionally play Fortnite with, you know, family and friends, but generally if I'm solo gaming, I'll just play Fortnite. I mean, Overwatch. But occasionally I'll pick up a game. Oh, one of my friends and we both bought A Way Out, that co-op story mode game, and just started playing it last night. It's so good. It's like a 6-7 hour game, or something. It depends on what you do. But we're like, I don't know, quarter of the way through the game. So just started playing that game. Pretty fun. It's more of a movie than a game, though. But they do have, you know, things that you can play around the world. Like you could pick up a banjo and start playing, and they have this UI that it's kind of like Guitar Hero, but like a simplified version. It's just some random banjo. Sounds like Last of Us. Yeah, I've never played Last of Us. I've watched some gameplay, but I do want to play Last of Us. Yeah. And then me and my friend, there's like this place that has a banjo and a piano, and we were both playing at the same time, and then it's amazing. It was, I don't know, small things like that, just kind of, especially in a game when you play with a good friend, you have some laughs. Banjo for CU confirmed with a little like Guitar Hero UI thing. There was also like piano. It was like the same UI for the piano and the banjo. It was amazing. Alright, let's see. Let's get back to fixing bugs. So I'm thinking I don't even need to save this. I can just call a function called reset, or in the reset function, instead of, I can just clear the local storage. You just go like this, and then how should I clear this storage? Okay, so I'm just gonna go like this. So I guess I'm just gonna store an empty object in local storage. Yeah. Turn it to a string. Oh, I don't even need to store this. I can just. Or could I just go whoop? And I don't need to call that save function because I don't need anything in local storage anymore. Must be hard to code when people watching. Yeah, like you kind of, as the stream continues, you kind of relax a little bit. But generally, at the beginning of every stream, I always get a little, just frustrated and stuff like that. But kind of loosen up as you go on. If you completely zero the cache, you don't need to tell the game to create a new UI though. We're just getting rid of the cache, the positions and stuff like that. We don't have to recreate the UI. It's just saving data about the. Okay, let's do this. Let's restart. Yeah, exactly. Just releasing the cache that stores customizations. And okay, that works. So we didn't actually need to save anything. Okay. We just fixed up the fix. Alright. So we also probably need to, in here, set it back to the. Let's see what happens when I go. Instead of giving that a type, I'm just going to do that.
Hey. Then we need to start it up again. I wonder what other widgets are edge snap. Grid. So building. Chat, yeah. Warbands, and then, okay. So, let's change the width and height of this. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Like that. Okay, cool, that looks good. Probably should change the visibility back to what it was also, and then I think there was another one. And scale as well.
Blonde hair, blue eyes that'll make you faint on sight, but she looks like trouble. Her lips so kissable and poisonous. I know she won't be good for me, but I don't care, 'cause I know it's so
I don't think I actually need to do that. What happens if you have conditional user? If you click, what happens if you have conditional UIs up and click reset? Example respawn UI only shows on death. Will reset make it vanish? No, it won't. It'll just move it. So pretty much, like when you have your UI, let's find reset real quick, or respawn if they're. Oh no, I think that's a dev UI. Yeah, that's a dev UI. But say you know, this was your respawn, the release control. It would, when you died, it would pop up right there. Sit in lower right corner. It would, yeah, when you died, say this is respawn. When you died, it pops up right there. Then if it pops up and then you click reset, it'll just move back, and you'll see it down here. It won't control if it's visible or not, because it's actually mounted, like the component is technically on the screen, it's just not being shown until you die. And this doesn't control that. Okay, I don't think I need to change these either. Or this. Just need to do visibility. Stesney, hello, hello. Yeah, and this visibility is like kind of the, I guess you could say, default visibility of the widget, or the HUD drag element.
see. Let's reset this and then change the visibility of this guy. And if we click reset, so oh, because the position's not changing. So we need to check all of these guys. That's probably why. So death only makes it visible, and reset only resets the position, not the visible. Yeah, yeah. So let's just check against all these. So I think Olivik was asking earlier if it should go back to the you know, the state that the last state that the user put it in, and right now it doesn't, but from looking at this and now I kind of understand how everything works, it would be very easy to change it to do that if people, you know, felt that that was better. Or we could have two buttons, one that did, you know, complete default, and it should be definitely pretty simple to control that.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change, but in a cycle that I can't lose.
I would do it like this: a button that changes the position and a button to save it as user default. Then you have two reset buttons, one to reset completely and one back to the user default. Yeah, that may be, right now it's definitely not a priority, but, you know, once we get into that, start looking into all the users and their experiences and polishing and stuff like that, we can start worrying about things like that. Just need to fix the things that aren't working, because when something in the UI doesn't work, it's very annoying for people. Basically, that you can set up your own standard default. Yeah, if you, it's very simple to set up to give that functionality with what we have right now.
The seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into
Let me just reset this again and then change the visibility.
time continues marching.
So I guess visibility doesn't go back the way it was.
With each new one starting, I recall.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I need to get a drink of water and go to the bathroom.
It's good water. Alright. So let's see why the visibility isn't changing back to the default. So in here, let's go to this guy.
Each time of year carries memories, like a never fading whisper in the breeze.
Go here.
Oh, we will keep on changing
Oh, I think it's expecting.
again. Yeah, we will keep on changing. Another season, don't want another day without you by my side. Another season.
So when I set visibility, I don't think it's being updated. So maybe I could just go. No, we don't want to do that. We just want to do. Maybe we just want to. Let me get rid of this. And then let's go to the save. Okay, so what do I do? What happens when you click on the visibility or toggle the visibility? Okay, so we're just updating it in the local state, so maybe we should update it in. Should also update it in the reducer as well, and in so right now, if I were to toggle the visibility, it wouldn't. If I refresh the page, it would come back. Okay, so it's just not being saved anywhere outside of the local state. So maybe that was intended. Hold on, Mia. Yeah, I noticed that when I logged out and back in, visibility change was gone. Okay, yeah, okay, so it is supposed to be saved. Let me, so let's hook that up. Yeah, because it just wasn't being saved in local storage, so, let's, let's see. I wonder if that fixes that F10 doesn't make UI invisible anymore. we can see if that fixed it. I'm not sure if it will. I don't know how related those two are. Visibility. Okay. Okay. I think that's how we spelt it in in the interface, and then it's just like that everywhere. Oh, no, it's not. Let's see. Yeah, that. Oh, okay, I see. It's not actually a head position. It should. Visibility. That's definitely a hard word to spell. Visibility. There's some words that are just like, you never know if it's one L or two L's. English is my only language and I struggle with spelling visibility. But there are like some words that are just like always get them wrong a couple times, then have to Google it. Okay. So cheers for stream, bro, but gonna have to watch something with action now. Alright, thanks for joining. Separate. I always put that. Yeah. To go W or S dot visible. Okay, that should save it. Luckily, I have a spell check that works in Twitch. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it's always those E's and A's and ugh.
Whoops. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Oh yeah, so it did work, I think. So it worked, but this icon, when I go into HUD drag mode, it doesn't, because I guess when you go into HUD drag mode, it's listening to the widget's visibility, not... Hello, Dominique's. Let's see if let's test opacity. Yeah, opacity's looking good. Why is this reversed though? It's so weird. Alright, scale should also work. Oh. So scale works, but something wrong with dragging around scaled items. Okay, let me build this for the game and then check it in game, then I'll commit this and then I guess we can start looking into why. So visibility, oh, I forgot I edited the script, but visibility stays the same. Weird, I never had that dragon issue in game. Maybe it's just new from the stuff I built. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's trying to, or the default props are changing and then it's going into the code I just wrote for. So we'll see. Okay. Yep, that's how it works. Okay, cool. So visibility persists. It's just like in when you get into HUD drag mode, it doesn't. I mean, it still is, but it just doesn't show that it is being hidden. It's probably listening to some other value when it's in HUD drag mode. So maybe we should unify that. Let me just set up my normal setup. Okay. 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 So see, and fix width and height resetting to default values. Okay, so let's look into, oops. I'm just gonna unpin this as well. Let's see. So let's look into why scaled items are freaking out. It's not a bad browser. It's just I haven't tried it out enough, I guess. Whenever I open it though, I'm pretty impressed. I like the design. It's, you know, it's not like it's slow or anything. It's just, oh yeah, exactly. You just get so used to a browser that you don't want to switch. But I don't think there's really anything wrong with Edge or any noticeable difference. It's just everyone's so used to other browsers. At least I've never had any problem with it, but I haven't used it, you know. I keep opening the inventory. Alright, let's see. Oh, maybe I should, let's reset. Okay, that's fine. So this is fine, right? It's not scaled, and then when I do scale it, it starts freaking out. And then what happens when I scale it back down to 100%? It works fine again. What about if I scale it down? Whoa. I flipped out again. I guess. Let me make sure this wasn't because of my changes. Let me go onto master and then just, so I'm not looking in the wrong place. Because if it is because of my changes, it's pretty good. I didn't change too much, but if it's not, then I'll have to dig some more. Let's see. Oh. I was on master the whole time. Yeah, a lot about like switching a browser. I mean, like, you don't really have to relearn a browser. I think it's just you have to set it up again, and it kind of sucks to set things up again. Or you have to, you know, get the add-ons. I don't know how Microsoft does their add-ons, if they have any. there's just a couple add-ons that are just so nice. But I'm sure there's, you know, clone on the other browsers. Just sucks going to have to download everything again. It can either be very exciting or very annoying. Okay, so this is what we have on master. Let's check if it's also flipping out. Okay, so it is flipping out on master when I scale it. So it's not because of my code. I think there's something's happening that we just have to look into. Or not, it's not because of my new code. It could be because, you know, some old code or something. I'm not sure. We will figure it out. Oh. You have it too? Okay, cool, cool. I wonder if it's something about having fixed positions and scaling and your mouse position all being... Sometimes you can run into problems with scaling and fixed positions, and you'll get, you know, weird mouse positions from events. That may actually be it. If that's the case, I'm not sure what the right solution is. I'd have to look into that. Let me check the grid widgets and make sure it's not, if it's happening to both edge snap and grid widgets. Okay, so it's looking good for grid widgets. It's kind of odd how... What the... I don't know if that's me or... Looks odd. It's like there's a shadow or something following the widget. It may just be the background or something. I'm not sure. I don't think it's doing anything crazy. Okay, so it looks like it's just an issue with edge snap widgets. If it's bigger, it can't reach down anymore. Okay, yeah. Yeah, when I made it really small, it, when I tried to move it, it kind of ran away and disappeared off of my screen. So, but it looks like it's just with the chat. It'll just be with the chat, warbands, and then the building UI. So there's something we're doing with those widgets. Does this account for scale? Let's see.
maybe I have to multiply these guys by scale. Maybe that'll fix it. That'd be super awesome if this fixed it. John Milligan just stopping in to point out that it's not morning. I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, let's see if this... Oh god. It just ran away from me. It looks like it kind of fixed things. Oh no, it didn't fix anything, I don't think. Oh, I see what you mean, John. What the? That's so weird. It must be something with mouse position coming in wrong with, you know, or scaled objects. Wait, so what? Oh, it looks like when it's in that zone it freaks out, but everywhere else it seems fine when it's scaled down. So it must be coming in as the wrong zone or something, I'm not sure. Let me move it up into this and then scale down. That works as expected. Alright, let me move it to here. Scale down. Oh. That is so weird. Yeah, I know. It looks like it's running away. It is very weird. But I think the maybe the anchor just isn't being updated, because it seems like it's totally fine when it's in the top left, and I think that's the first. It must just be, you know, stuck on this wherever it is. Because when I go over here, instantly. And also it looks like scale isn't being saved, so we'll need to save that. Let's go to the bottom. Alright. And then, okay. They all seem to have the same behavior though. When I go up, it shoots down. When I go to the right, or when I go to the left, it shoots right. So maybe it is stuck in. So July 4th is gonna be beta 1. Let's you have a box in which you can trade. There's something about. Let me just make sure it's in the right anchor. Does this? So this is updating what it is. Maybe. Hold on, let me see. So it's not because of this guy, because I just wrote this guy. This guy's always been here. So maybe, let me just make sure. Full game release is expected when we haven't announced a full game release date yet. So when I move it around, let's see. Oh, it looks like this guy isn't even. What the? Oh, it only updates when you drop it. So I guess as you're moving it. Let's see. Let's move these guys out of the way. Doot, 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 doot. And then let's scale him back down to 100. And see if it updates. Okay, so it's kind of expected. What's the office culture like at City State? It's very open, and everyone here is really, really nice and really helpful. It's a very collaborative environment since it's so open. And, everyone kind of knows what's going on. And it's, it's not a massive company, so everyone knows each other. Let's see. So odd. Let me see something real quick.
everyone kind of has an idea of it's because it's so open. Everyone kind of knows what's going on, and you know, if you don't know about, you know, something, you can ask a designer or something like that, and they'll tell you how, you know, how they want it to be. I set it to 101%, drag it very slowly, and then pass. I think it's just at any scale, it's gonna be weird. I think the higher scale you go, though, the worse it gets. I mean, are you inspired? Yeah, man. Working on video games is amazing. It's just like something that, I don't know, it's, you're kind of working with like-minded people who have been playing video games their whole lives. But I mean, just programming in general is super fun. But when you get into video games, you know, you have artists and writers and designers, stuff you don't see in regular tech companies, so you kind of grow, or I've been growing, you know, just by seeing how these people work and how they think. I mean, if you're working on, you know, well, I guess every industry has their niche. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to change this to grid and then see. Oh, 100. Yeah, it's definitely the bigger it scales, the weirder it gets. But I don't know why it's just this edge stuff. I think it's because it's not updating the anchors until you drop it, and you can't drop it into other places because the anchors aren't updating while you're moving it. What if I went... See if I save it while it moves, will that fix it? Because it seems like it's just being bounded by the, or it's just not being able to cross the boundaries. Okay, yeah, that didn't do anything. Oh, I actually just can't move it. like this. Because I'm doing it up here, but I'm doing it up here when you release your mouse, but not down here. So maybe that's if it's because of the scale, hopefully. Yo. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna end the stream now. Hopefully I can figure this out by the end of the day, but anyways, thanks for joining. See you guys.